We recently became the caretakers of a homestead in Outback, Australia. It's spring in this part of the world, and I've been spending a lot of time in the garden. Yeah, I never know what to expect when I wake up in the morning. It's two sprinklers that aren't working, so I already pulled half a bug out of the nozzle in here. Now I'm trying to poke a little wire in there. Once they are going again, I'm going to finish my coffee and then I'll get into gardening. Clint is already working on the camper trailer, so we'll have a look at that later on. And also I bought some really cute hanging baskets, so I'm gonna plant some flowers and plants in there, and I think they're gonna look really nice on the veranda around here. I've already done a lot of de-weeding around this place. One of the greenhouses I have finished. That would be this one here with the fresh new grapevine over the top. This one here unfortunately hasn't survived. There is evidence of ant damage on these branches. But the good news is we've got 1 and 2 that are alive still. So at least we'll get half a shady roof over this greenhouse here. Not many weeds around here. I've already spent much time in there, and when you see the condition of the other greenhouse here, you might understand what I mean. So we've got all these weeds, those high ones growing around, and in here the dogs have made a little bit of a pathway through here. But yeah, there are weeds everywhere. There's wire over there. Hello buddy, you gonna help? Here's another helper. No, no jumping, no, down. The dogs like to play in here, probably chasing lizards, which I can't see amongst the scrub here. So I'm just heaps more comfortable getting rid of it all. Yeah, that seems better already, except for this. I'm stuck. Done. It's not like we're planning on planting anything in here soon, because we've got so much room in that other greenhouse. We have started to plant a few seeds, but unfortunately none of them have come up yet. Hopefully we'll get some veggies growing and herbs growing soon. Clint and I are planning on going on a prospecting trip in a few days' time, but there's still a lot to prepare before we can actually leave. Since we're heading to places which could be rough and harder to access with a bigger setup, we decided to take Clint's smaller camper trailer.
You stay.
He only bought it a few months ago and it's not quite suitable for the quad yet, so Clint is going to modify it.
What we want to do is extend the frame so we can put a quad on sideways and maybe neaten it up a bit.
And that way we don't have to unhook the trailer when we want to unload and load the quad.
There'll be more room for the quad, and eventually put that battery inside. There, I can do some measurements. All that stuff can go. Bit over 1 metre. And 1800. Yeah, that'll be alright.
Doesn't look like there's much left of the trailer.
I just have to put 2 beams in here that'll bolt to.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Either side, and then put the tarp back on.
Mm.
And then that can go on top.
Oh, you could reuse these.
Yeah.
Cool. And the heavy rack is gone.
Heavy rack's gone. So I'm just going to chop a bit of stuff off here. Weld another frame on for the quad. Plate on it and it's finished.
Cool, cool.
Ready for a trip.
Yes.
Oh, and make a battery clamp.
Oh yeah, so that doesn't bounce around.
Yeah.
Come on, get in. Get in here. Hey, good boy. Yes. Come on, get in. Good girl. Yeah, good dog. See? Nice in the water. Yeah, nice and cool. Come on. Today I've got a different project that needs my attention because I have bought a few plants a while ago and I haven't gotten around to plant them yet. I chose a few little plants here which are all drought tolerant or succulents, so that should be perfect for the conditions here. And this one here we brought over from the old property and it seems to be very good with the sun and the heat. It has survived out there for a long time with nobody looking after it, so I'm very optimistic that if I take a few bulbs out of here, it'll spread over a whole basket just like that, because we only had to put a little bit of water in it and now it's absolutely thriving. That's going to look really nice in these hanging baskets. I think it would look a lot better with some green plants around this place. We'll definitely need a bit of fertilizer, so let's go over to the shearing shed. Yeah, the floors are a bit wobbly. This hasn't been used for so many decades, so I'm just gonna have a look underneath these floorboards here. That should be all good fertilizer here. Perfect, that can be the base for the potting mix. All these plants here need well-draining soil, so I'm gonna start by putting in a layer of baking paper into which I'm gonna puncture a few holes. Then I'm gonna load it up with a little bit of broken up sheep poo, and then I'll use the potting mix on top. I was hoping to break them up by hand, but they seem to be very hard. Yeah, the sheep poo has probably been there for a few decades, but since these are very small, I might just put them in there as they are. This, by the way, was Clint's idea. The roots of the plants are going to get the nutrition from the bottom of the hanging baskets. Plus all the goodness should be soaking through the potting mix from the bottom as well. By the way, if you're wondering what this is, I lost my balance a couple of days ago, fell onto a rusty star picket and had to get a few stitches. That's the second time this year I was in hospital to get stitches after I cut myself with a knife into the finger. Obviously, I'm still going to put more potting mix in here, but for now I'll try and find a nice arrangement for these few plants here. So this one here is really cute. Unfortunately, it copped some bird poo already. It's called A Million Hearts. I pushed it to the side a bit because I want to spice things up a bit. And I'll add one of these succulents into the pot. First one's done. We're on pot number 2. I'm gonna put the Pink Beauty, that's what this one is called, in here, and it can share the space with the second succulent, which I hope is not gonna die now because I ripped them apart. Yeah, that's the second one done. I might take a couple of bulbs of that plant and put it in here, and that is going to thrive, I think, because I've seen it in other places. So I'm going to give this its own pot. This, by the way, is called Silver Falls. It should look really nice once these little twigs here start growing over the edge and it goes down like a fall. Now with this one here, I might just take a couple of bulbs out. There's one. It's just all tangled because this pot is too full. There's too many bulbs in one little pot here. There, number 2. I think it's what they call a leopard plant. This is what they look like. They've got these little spots on the leaves and they grow in a bulb. Because I just spotted this tiny one here, it's also gonna go in this pot here. We've got plenty of wires around, so for now I'm just gonna hang them a bit lower than I would usually put them, just to keep an eye on them. Then I can see what the soil is doing, if they are developing or not. Plus they should be a little bit protected from the full bore sun. It says about all of these that they do prefer full sunlight. Anything full sunlight in this part of the world is probably not gonna survive for long, so partial sun it is. There, it's not pretty, but it'll do the purpose. Now I can still keep an eye on these and water them as they need it. Plus they are not in the full bore sun here. I'm not going to put too much water on these, just a little bit to get them established. Beautiful, they are all draining well.
The steel that was holding some of the shelves in the sea container turned out to be a good match for the missing lengths Clint needed for the quad carrier. After coming up with the idea, Clint started cutting and welding the different pieces together.
Are you looking through the thing?
Just hold my eyes shut so I can't.
Safety squint.
Yeah, just hold it shut. Yeah, I can't see what I'm doing. It was only narrow, we could only fit the quad on that way, so we've changed all this, widened it, so we could put the quad on there, got rid of that old crappy rack, put a solar rack on, which I might change a little bit because it's not very heavy duty. So now I've just got to put the floor on, check the quad, see where we want the tie down points, we'll see what it looks like at the end.
Looks pretty good so far.
It's getting there.
So you see this one here? That's the reason why I had to get stitches. Yeah, when I was opening the gate for Clint to drive in here, the dogs got really excited to see us as well, and I lost my balance and fell onto this star picket, which doesn't even have a purpose here. It's not even holding this sheet up here. Well, nothing is holding it up at the moment. It's just very cramped for me to stand there while I'm opening the gate, so I'm gonna get rid of this stuff. And I should probably pull out the star picket here as well. I'll give it a try anyway. Really cool, an old gold pan. It looks old. That can go to the treasure and relic collection. Got a little selection here and of course over here. Don't wee on that. Yeah, you helping? You could help her. Oh, I think I might need Clint's help for this one. And to nail on this sheet again. It fits! Good job! Yeah. That's good. Ow.
Angle.
Cool.
Then we'll do that.
Okay. Yeah, don't get hurt on that. It's okay if one of us does.
I'll be able to go to the next one.
Oh, look at that!
There we go.
Good job.
Safe.
Yes.
Over.
Yay.
There was only one more important thing to do before taking off the next morning. We're hoping to dig a few big gold holes on our trip, and that's a lot easier with a sharpened pick.
And this is us ready to go. I didn't film the whole progress of me doing some gardening. Here's the result, of which I'm very proud. All these plants are easy to look after now because we can just run the hose to here. Give all these plants a good drink. The wind is picking up. I'm gonna do some more watering in the garden here. Hope you enjoyed this video. Stay safe out there. I'll see you next week.